Hello, welcome back to the North Pole. It's 12 degrees Fahrenheit here, and I'm freezing. This is episode 48 of the Forbidden Land podcast. I have a couple things I could speak about. The sun's currently coming up because it is like 7 in the morning. I believe I'm staring at Venus right now. Yeah, I think I'm looking at Venus. That's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, so oh, now it's super bright. Yeah, the sun's gonna slowly come up and it's gonna get slowly brighter in here. And so anyways, recently I was driving home from work and a old Jeep was flying up behind me. Now, uh traffic starts to slow and he's clearly going, well over 100. Not well over because we recently found out how fast that car can really go. So he was like pushing it. But he flies up behind me, then he swerves to go around me, cuts me off, and then brake checks me. Now, instead of a normal brake check where he just hits the brakes really hard and then keeps going, he comes to a complete stop and then puts it in park. So now I'm in the middle of the highway, at a complete stop. Everyone whizzing past me, and this guy gets next to my car, starts beating on the window, and like yelling shit. And I don't know what he was yelling because in that moment I was just trying to get out of there. Starts like yelling shit, beating the window. Then eventually I find a gap to leave. I start driving off, and he kicks the car. That was his big mistake. Actually, that was one of his two big mistakes. Because as I'm driving off, I call the police. And while I'm on the phone with them, all I can give them is the description of the guy and a description of the car. Well, big mistake number two was him flying up behind me again. I got out of his way, and he decides to pass me. Well, now I have his license plate number. I actually still have it. I memorized it like immediately after I told the operator. I have his license plate number. I have where he lives. I have the exact make and model and year of his car. Outside of what I was just able to observe, at any moment, I could just ass blast this guy's license plate number all over the place and hunt this guy down. We'll see how the police report part of this goes. If it falls flat, because so here's why I have to make a police report. Usually, I would just leave something like this alone, but when he kicked the car, he dented it. So now there's damage to the car, which means our insurance might be a little interested in going after him. So, if I make the report, then we can go after him for insurance, and yeah. So that's why I need to make the report. But if the report falls through, then his license plate, his make and model, all of that will be going up on social media, and I will be ass blasting him on social media. I'm not gonna give out his VIN number. I'm not gonna break the law by giving out his VIN number. But I have pretty much every card at my disposal. He doesn't know who I am. He never got my license plate as far as I'm aware. I don't think I let him. All he has is like the color, the type of car I have, because the car I was in is super recognizable. But he has the type of car, doesn't have the year, has the color of the car, has seen my face. That's it. He doesn't know my name, probably didn't write down my license plate number, none of that. So I'm basically the ghost that's slowly coming over the horizon for him. I'm sure to some extent he's like wondered why the police haven't contacted him yet, and it's just because I haven't filed anything yet. Like I have. There's a 911 police report, but um, I haven't made like a formal come look at the damage to the car kind of report. So yeah, that was my fun Wednesday afternoon. Damn, that was already 5 days ago. So I'm already kind of over it. I'm sure it's affected me in some kind of subtle way, but for the most part, I'm pretty over it. So yeah, that was my fun little Wednesday. A gift card or something. Sorry, I'm on Bing now, and I'm like, didn't I redeem it? Didn't I redeem something for like a gift card or something like that? Um, oh my god. Whoa. Serious? It's like breaking? It's from 12 hours ago. I'm reading an article right now. Here, I'll cut to it from the New York Times. Uh, Israel just struck Syria. What was it in response to? Airstrike at the Syrian capital Damascus on Saturday. Um, wow, the Middle East is about to erupt, dude. Um, okay, so it's just Israel going to back for the U.S. Interesting. Man, that we're about to have like a full out Middle Eastern war, aren't we? Hmm, that's not fun. To put it lightly, not fun. Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand how we keep attacking each other in the Middle East like this. Do these countries not talk to each other? Like, why do we keep doing this? I recently saw where NATO was like, get ready because we might have an all out war with Russia soon. I'm like, what are we talking about here? Why are we doing this? Also, where's the CIA, man? It's like the one time I would support the CIA going in and doing some crazy illegal shit. You know? Like going to take out a world leader that we don't agree with. But yeah, I just don't understand any of that shit. Like I understand it, but also I just don't like get how stuff gets like that. Israel is about to be fighting like a multi-front war and then they're going to fuck it up. Like they're trying to bomb Syria. I believe they're trying to start attacking Lebanon. They're also I did not see Syria. They're also um also while bombing Gaza. So it's like, what happens when all those armies and militants from those places just all attack Israel at once? What, the U.S. is gonna run in and nuke them? Like, what's the plan here? So, anyways, I was driving down the highway earlier. So here's something weird. I guess on Sunday nothing's open before 7 because I was like, oh, I'll get some breakfast. I'll get like some Wendy's breakfast. I haven't had Wendy's breakfast in years. Yeah, no. Apparently I can't they don't open till 7. I don't know if that's how it always has been, but yeah, they don't open till 7. And then so I was like, all right, well then I'll go get a waffle. But on the way to Waffle House, I passed by a Burger King, and the Burger King in that area was like completely unchanged. It looked exactly like how a Burger King would have looked like 10 years ago, like 10 or 15 years ago. And I was like, holy shit, like, why is that Burger King not been renovated yet? Um, I think it was like just a couple of years ago they renovated the McDonald's near us. It's kind of sad because, a lot of these places I like grew up around and I have a lot of memories with, even some recent memories. Like I remember in high school, we would maybe stop by McDonald's and I would get like, like a 10-piece nugget and I'd eat it in there and then we would go off to school after lunch. And um also if you're wondering why I didn't consider McDonald's as an option for breakfast, it's cuz I'm not eating there right now for obvious reasons. Obvious uh can't really say reasons cuz I don't know how legal it is for me to say it in this state. So, I don't know if we have any laws pertaining to something very specific. So, yeah, so I don't know. I feel like it's kind of sad that all these places keep like renovating. Like I know it's inevitable, but in a way it's kind of like it's kind of like the way you would feel if like your high school is torn down. You're like, "Oh, I spent like 4 years of my life there and now it's gone." And like like that place where you had all those memories, yeah, that place is gone. Like that's how I feel sometimes. Like I saw on Zillow where they renovated my childhood home, and I was like, damn, uh, now it looks nothing like my childhood home is essentially gone. It's been completely changed. The playroom that my godfather and my dad and his boss built for me and my sister, like it's gone, and like I think they converted it back to a garage. Like we turned our whole garage into a playroom, and I believe they converted it back, which is really weird. I guess I don't understand why someone without kids would have moved into that house, but I would assume it's some kind of like property manager that bought it that was like, "Oh, this looks like shit." Like peak 2000s looking shit. You know what? I actually have a picture of it. Let me see if I can pull up a picture. Cause here it should, yeah, right here. This is my old playroom from my childhood home. I don't know why the picture is so bad quality, but uh this is a picture of my childhood playroom. Like look, is does this not scream early 2000 or like mid 2000s like decor? Look, there's SpongeBob on the play kitchen. God, I was so upset when we moved and they gave my sister the love seat. I was so mad. I wanted the couch so bad. But I think they gave me the TV, so and the TV stand. So I think I kind of lucked out. But yeah, this was like our playroom from when I was a little kid. It was a lot bigger and like behind the camera. There's a lot of room, but this is what it looked like from like the middle of the garage. Like I think that's even the pull string for the light that's up there. I'm not sure what this cable is. I never noticed it as a kid. I have no idea what that goes to. But yeah, like this is where the garage door would have been. There's a window here. I believe now when you look at the house, there's like a door here. But like this is all gone. You know, that whole thing is gone. Let me see if I can pull up other pictures. Like here's the living room. Like there's the living room. I don't think I can go forward. Yeah, that's what our living room looked like. It's like all white now. All this stuff is gone. I know this paint job is a little weird, but like it's all white and like super clean. I believe they even redid the floors and like made them gray, even though we're the ones who installed this flooring. Um here's our kitchen, which looks completely different now, but this is what it looked like back then. And like I'm sure they've like replaced the stove and everything. Yeah, this was like our little kitchen. Did we ever own a microwave? There's no microwave here. I don't think we had a wall-mounted microwave till we moved to the house we're in now. Because even in the apartment, we our microwave was on the counter. So I don't know. Actually, I think we had a mounted microwave in that apartment. I think we replaced. I think it broke, and so we had another microwave on the counter. I think that's what it was. How fucking ghetto is that? You didn't want to replace the microwave that came with the apartment, so we just had one on the counter as well. You had to like basically guess which microwave actually worked. But yeah, I think it's really sad whenever stuff gets torn down or renovated because um, I don't know. It's like a part of your memories kind of die. But there's also that other corrosive part of it where it's like, um, should you really be that nostalgic for like a business or that nostalgic for like a house you used to live in like 15 years ago? Um, which it would have been 15 years ago the last time I stepped foot in that house. So I think that was like a big part of 2023 for me was trying to move past any nostalgia I still had. I feel like it's kind of like a brain rot disease where like you get like kind of stuck in this mindset of like, oh, nothing will be as good as when I was like 5 years old and I used to visit this particular McDonald's at 5 years old. I feel like that's probably a little unhealthy. It kind of keeps you in the past a little bit. It makes it hard for you to move on with your life. But yeah, I think that's always been the case though, right? People have always said that nostalgia is like a brain disease. Like when I go on TikTok, I used to get TikToks where it was like the super sad music and like I even have like a whole playlist of it on my Spotify. It'll be like this song that I just played like 5 seconds of and it'll be like pictures, like super uncanny photos that people dumped onto the internet at some point of like a street where it says like, the time code 2005 in the corner, or it'll be like some person's like bedroom from 1998. And you'll see like, like an old DOS computer, which is super rare back then if you had a computer in your room. I didn't have a computer in my room until I was 14. Or no, I was 13. Yeah, when I was 13 is when I was allowed to have a computer in my room. But like, um, you know, especially back then, like that was so rare. If you got to have a computer in your room, especially because a lot of the people that post those photos would have been like 10 in those photos, so like it's even more rare that they would have had a computer in their room. But it would be like videos like that. It'd be like a slideshow, and it's like, oh, here's like an old ball pit in like an uncanny looking room. Like here, I wonder if I can find any uncanny nostalgia. Uh, wonder if this is even what I'm thinking. How are these people finding these? Oh yeah, they're like liminal spaces. That's what it. Liminal space. Wild. Yeah, it's like this stuff. It's like stuff like this. Like yeah, I remember going to places that looked like this, but um like this is like obviously this specifically isn't a place I've ever been to, but I remember going to places that kind of looked like this. And one problem with videos like that is how oh my god, it's getting way brighter in here now. Is how it puts you in like a depressive mood. Like I would watch these videos And then I would be sitting there like, oh, I remember when I was a child and didn't have to work and all that stuff, and not realizing that my life now is actually a little easier than it used to be because I don't have to go to school every single day. Meanwhile, work is like a little easier than school, you know? But I keep saying a lot. Like, I don't know what kind of point I'm trying to make. Like this photo. I think I used to go to a dentist office that had something similar to this in it. That or it was like a church. And I've seen this photo a lot. And, stuff like, I think even like IKEA had something similar to this in the children's section. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'll see videos like that, and it makes me a little nostalgic. Um, but like back then, it used to make me super nostalgic, and I would get like super depressed, and then I'd be standing there like looking at my phone, just only I could go back to 2006, which is so stupid. I'll see like man, good God, I'll see like an old picture of a mall and get like super sad for it. Oh my God, like here's what looks like it might be a Monkey Joe's. That's another like even Monkey Joe's like recently I think I want to say 4 years ago the Monkey Joe's near us closed. And the last time I ever stepped foot in that building was a couple years or a few years ago. They put like a pop-up store in there. And we went in there and all the walls were still yellow and this they had the building laid out the same where the ceiling was super high and you could like go down the ramp and down the stairs, but it was not Monkey Joe's obviously. And that was probably the last time that I went in there, and now if you go in there, you can't even go in the full building. They've split it into two. So now one half is like a furniture store and one half is like something else. And so that like ramp is probably gone. And so that whole space is different now. I believe they even repainted everything. Like that Monkey Joe, any semblance that could have been a Monkey Joe's, gone. So I had like a birthday celebration there, I think when I was 8, or no, turning 9. When I was turning 9, I had a birthday celebration there. I wonder if I could also find that. I have like a whole photo archive of like old photos from a camera that my mom used. I wonder if I could find the Monkey Joe's picture. Yeah. Here's Gremlin asked me on my, what year is this? And so I was turning 8, not 9. I was turning, wait, then what? Did I have 2 birthday parties that year? Maybe this wasn't for my birthday. Yeah, this wasn't for my birthday. This was just a visit. But I do know I did celebrate my birthday there at least once. Here's me at age 8. At Monkey Joe's. And this building that I'm in eventually became a furniture store. Man. Like here's me, my sister, my friend, and this blurry picture coming down the slide. And my sister was like super scared of going down the slide, so I was holding her hand. It's pretty funny. I think she was 5 years old in this picture. This was my friend Ian. What's funny is a few months after that picture was taken, he moved away. I have no idea what happened to him. I like kind of know his name, and I think the family was like, "Yeah, we'll talk to you on Skype." I don't think I ever spoke to him ever again. So it's been almost 14 years since I've spoken to Ian. It's kind of sad actually. He's still the background on my DSi. But yeah, look at us. We're at Monkey Joe's. All these kids are adults now. I can almost guarantee it. So I don't care showing this photo. But Yeah, there's my sister right there hugging Monkey Joe. Hugging Joe. Um, but yeah. But, that's kind of what I mean when I'm saying like nostalgia kind of kills you slowly. Cuz here I am being like, "Yo, look at these Monkey Joe's pictures. Oh, what a good time that was." I guess there's a big difference between like reminiscing about the past and actually like yearning for it. Like you can look back and be like, oh man, I miss when um or like, oh man, like that was such a good time, I when I went to blah 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 with so and so a few years ago. And then also being like, oh, but I wish it was still that time and we could do that again the same way. So I can feel that way again, you know. And so nostalgia kind of prevents you from making new experiences and um feeling that way again, but with new situations and stuff like that. At least I have those pictures. I think that's the one thing that's kind of put my nostalgia at ease is that I have all of those pictures. If I didn't have any of those pictures, I would probably be pretty depressed about it. But I think that's kind of helped me out is like being able to see that time because I think that's another part of it. I think the other part of it is that I'm losing my memories of this stuff. So the more I lose my memories of stuff like this, it just kind of it makes it kind of sad because then I'm like I want to remember um these times, but I don't have anything to go off of. So like when I have pictures of it, I can be like, "Oh yeah, I remember this." Like I have a whole folder of old pictures from an old laptop my mom used to use. And so like if I want to see something from 2009 to 2012, pretty much the whole era that we lived in the apartment, then I can pretty much find it. Like here's a picture of me and my sister from 2012 in the old apartment. Like anytime if I were to ever lose memories of what the apartment looked like, this is what the apartment looked like. This was our living room. So, I have these pictures where I can look back on stuff like this. Anyways, let's switch over to a more fun topic. Let's talk about Israel. um, see. I just said the thing earlier about them bombing Syria. But I saw where like Biden posted something. Let me see if I can find it actually. Did he post it on Twitter too? Joe Biden. He posted some like really asinine, like stupid ass thing where he was like, I just had a conversation with Bibi Netanyahu, Jack. No, he didn't tweet it. Wait, what? Today my administration approved debt cancellation for another 74,000 borrowers. Okay. I don't know why people say this. My administration bought another 74,000 votes. Yeah, we should actually go out into the street and start killing voters. That'll get him to vote for us. Like we want him to do this stuff. I guess he didn't post it on Twitter, but there was a thing that they put on his Instagram where he's like, I was talking to Bibi Netanyahu, Jack, and I told him to chill out. Like what kind of fucking what kind of like post is this, Here, let me see if I can find it. Joe Biden. You know what? I'm on Joe Biden's actual Twitter. What about the POTUS Twitter account? I didn't even think about how there's a separate Twitter for him. Like, don't they cross post? Yeah. Here it is. Today, Prime Minister Netanyahu and I discussed efforts to secure and release all hostages held by Hamas. we reviewed moves to increase humanitarian aid for civilians while keeping military pressure on Hamas. And I reiterated Israel's responsibility to protect civilians. I love this part because that does nothing. You know, here's some words to make it sound like I care about the massacres when in reality the IOF still has the green light and I'll continue supplying them weapons. Literally. I told Netanyahu to keep doing what he's doing. Pretty much. I mean, that's what I'm saying, you know. Oh god. What the fuck? That's what I'm saying though, like I guarantee this was not taken during the call. You know, they definitely dug this up. Clearly from recently though, cuz look at how fucking decrepit he looks. But like this does absolutely nothing. You know, telling him over a phone call, "Hey, Benjamin, can you chill out a little bit?" Why would he listen? You've given him like zero incentive to listen to you. You know, you've got to like actually do some public pressure on him. I saw now where there are now 3 war crime cases in the ICJ against Israel. I think Mexico and another country just brought forth a case, and then I think Indonesia just brought forth a case, and then you know South Africa's case about the genocide itself. But like that's 3 court cases in the international court. That's not a very good look. So if the US was like, we're going to stop giving Israel stuff, and not that this would ever happen, but if they were like, we're going to stop supplying Israel with weapons, and we're going to stop sending them money. Because, like, how come we supply them with free healthcare in this Iron Dome thing? Why don't they just buy it themselves? Or do they not have the money for stuff like that? You know? So why we fund all their shit? I don't understand. Here's the other thing I thought was funny. Yesterday in North Carolina, I stopped by Eric's house to have lunch with him and his 2 sons. I bought some cookout. Is that the only restaurant in North Carolina? Like, I like cookout, but please, man. Is this the only restaurant in North Carolina? Also, this is a horrible photo. Thanks, Eric, for hosting me. Come by our place next time. I guess this is about student loan relief. Anyways, the replies were as useless as always. I just think it's funny, like, anytime he goes, he even did it on the campaign trail, anytime he goes to North Carolina, he goes to Cookout. Like, I think he got a milkshake when he went to Cookout in the 2020 election cycle. Here, let me see if I can find that, actually. Joe Biden. Okay, so the recent articles are about his visit from... I'm talking about his 2020 visit, dog. Oh my god. God, man. He likes to order a black and white shake, a vanilla chocolate shake. Why can't this man order something cool? I want to see the 2020 articles. One vague tweet. Joe Biden and granddaughter Finnegan get milkshakes at Cookout. Yeah, this is what I remember, this one. And it was like a month before the election.
We got everybody milkshakes, didn't we?
Yes, we did, sir.
We got everybody?
Yes, they're in the car, sir.
All right.
You got it. See, look.
Mr. Biden, what flavor did you get?
We got 1 vanilla, 1 chocolate, but I wanted to get what we call black and white, but we're going to move it. In other words, we're going to split it.
And one more question.
Why does he seem way more alive in this clip? I remember he was even decrepit back then. You know. Oh my god. I remember that clip like kind of humanized him a little bit. you know. That clip made me feel a little better about that election.
Soda!
Anyways. But yeah, I think that whole thing is so stupid. I feel like until the US steps in and shows some kind of public disdain for Israel's actions, I feel like they're just going to keep killing Palestinians, right? Like that's kind of their motive at this point. Like unless they're told that their weapon supply is going to get cut off and their funding is going to get cut off, that they're just going to keep killing them. And you know, I think there's, what's the number at now? What's the death toll now? Because I do check the death toll every now and then whenever I talk about this. So, since the war started, 25,000 have been killed with another 62,000 wounded. And also the miscarriage rate has gone up about 300% from what I read. Which then at that point, like the ICJ case, man, South Africa's got a large argument to make. Because when you start increasing miscarriage rates in a region and you prevent the birth rate from rising, and you're also then killing people at an unprecedented rate, when you're killing people faster than the US was killing people during their invasion of the Middle East 20 years ago, then usually you don't have much of a leg to stand on anymore. And South Africa has a pretty decent case against you in the ICJ. Can the ICJ even do anything without the US's support? Like, isn't that kind of sad that the UN can't do anything without the US's say-so? So, anywho, before I go, because this will be a short episode, I'm gonna announce that I'm probably gonna take the early episodes perk out of the Patreon tiers because I feel like it hinders the creation of the podcast. Like if I want to make an episode the day before, so that way it's actually topical and stuff like that, then I can. So I'm probably gonna do that, and then I guess I'll make this week's episode an early episode, and this will be the last one. Cause I don't. It makes it hard to make this podcast. Cause if I want to make an episode, I have to like record it, 5 days in advance, edit it, upload it 3 days in advance to the Patreon, and no one's even subbed to the Patreon, so there's no incentive for me to do that. So if people were to actually sub to the Patreon, there would be more incentive for me to do that, but because people don't sub to it, then I don't really have much of a reason to keep releasing them early. So yeah, I'm probably going to remove the early access part of the Patreon. So, all right. So that's probably going to be it. Hope you enjoyed listening. Hope you enjoyed watching if you made it this far. Make sure to sub to the channel. Make sure to maybe join the Discord. The Discord's still being built technically, but the invite link has always been there. So, you can join the Discord if you want. All right. Thank you, and I will see y'all in the next episode. Bye-bye.